Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 925s, but we are married to the games, episode 224. And it's going to be a weird one.
Yes,
I can tell already. It's your boy Gabe Patillo with Tim Router,
yes.
Ed Placencia, and Chris McCracken, of course. And as always, we are talking games and life and games. Thank you guys so much for being here. Oh, man. As you can hear my voice.
Yeah, man.
It
and
sounds like I was up having cigars last night.
And you're not even on the road.
And I'm not even on the road.
What's with that?
Oh, man. So I'm home regular with a crazy sounding throat. Tim's home.
Mm-hmm.
Ed is home.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a different situation because he got a bunch of people over the house.
That's right.
Why don't you tell us what's going down,
He's
Doc?
got like a clan at his house.
I do have a clan at the house.
A posse even.
A posse would also be appropriate, I think. It's nice because Sarah and I had a very quiet Christmas.
Yes.
Nice.
It was just the two of us. We just chilled. We watched Doctor Who. We watched Christmas movies.
Nice. Like Die Hard.
You know what? We couldn't find Die Hard streaming anywhere, but I wanted to watch it.
Oh, that stinks.
But yeah. So yeah, it was a nice quiet Christmas here at the old Placencia household. This week is going to be a little bit different because if you listen to the show, then you know that every year at Christmas time, Sarah's sister and her family comes into town from Indiana, and they arrived last night.
Yep.
There are 7 of them.
Yes.
We have a 1-bedroom house.
Man.
It's a commune.
Oh, man.
It's officially a commune.
It is totally a commune. And I'm actually recording this week from the bedroom. Poor Sarah is 3 feet from me in the bed, covered in pillows, trying to drown out my voice.
That is a good woman.
Oh,
God bless her. That is a good woman right there.
Yeah,
Yes,
it is.
very much so.
And it's
Very
too
much
cold
so.
to go out to the car like Router does.
Well, and the car won't. We can't get the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
It doesn't reach.
Oh, God.
So here I am. So I'll probably sound slightly softer than usual. I don't usually talk this like I'm a DJ at a jazz station. So I apologize. But yeah, it's
now
been fun.
we have Miles Davis performing.
That's right.
Next to my woman.
That's right.
In E sharp major minor
Ed,
flat sus.
have you tried taking it off Wi-Fi and just using the phone? Because honestly, that's what I've done and have been doing if I'm out in the car. Because I have the same situation. If I get too far out, I don't.
Well, he
have
doesn't
Wi-Fi.
use his phone.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's
don't use
true.
his
computer.
That's true.
Yeah.
Use a computer.
Mhm.
Right. But
Anyway,
it's
continue.
nice. Sarah's sister and their family, the Tatmans of that last name, they recently adopted 2 little girls from Costa Rica.
Awesome.
And so when they came in last night and realized how big our place wasn't, it was just,
Oh, my gosh.
boy.
it was hilarious because the first thing in my head was, they're probably thinking, you took us out of a third world
Yeah, I know.
country for this?
Oh, my God.
This is what I just left.
Was it a recent adoption?
Within the last, I think it was in around July.
Oh, that's
Oh,
fantastic.
my gosh. Yeah, that's very
amazing.
recent.
Yeah. And so they are, I want to say 13 and around 8.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's going to be a different year this year, but we're looking forward to it. We already introduced my brother-in-law to Uncharted 4.
Hey.
Nice.
Excellent.
He played 6 chapters last night.
Oh my
and
God.
Mhm.
The best part of it is his name is Nathan. So whenever he dies, it's Nathan.
That's funny.
So yeah,
Oh,
it's
my
been
gosh.
a good time, and we're looking forward to a fun week of games and hanging out and just having a big week-long slumber party.
Yeah,
That sounds great.
that's pretty
Yeah,
much
it's
what it
been
is,
nice.
man.
Definitely. Gabe, thank you for the mug and the controller sticker that you sent my way for Christmas. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, Doc.
You know I'm going
Nice.
to put that mug to use.
Oh, brother. I hope you do.
You know I will.
Keep it warm, player.
All year long. I don't know what that means.
It doesn't matter. It was glorious. Hey, how are you feeling, man? Are you still coughing a little bit?
I've got just a slight tickle every once in a while, but it's definitely getting better and better each week. The Tapmans, their youngest little girl, she's got a cough that I feel really bad. I know what she's going through, but
Oh, she didn't get it from you, though, right?
no, she came with it. So it was
You're like, welcome. Welcome.
it was pre-installed when she got here. So that's good.
Reinstalled.
Nice. I like it.
And that's pretty much our week.
You been gaming?
Just a little bit. Like I mentioned, we played Uncharted 4 yesterday. I've still been playing Borderlands a little bit.
Oh, good.
Oh,
and,
nice.
kind of going to town with that. I have to stop after I finish a mission, usually just because it's so intense and I'm just so bad that I'm like,
Yes,
okay,
yes,
I gotta step away for a bit. But I've been enjoying that. It's been fun, kind of going through that and playing the first one for the first time. And so yeah, that's been fun. But other than that, it's been a pretty light game week, mostly a Doctor Who marathon week for me.
There you go.
That's great, man.
I've never seen anything Doctor Who or know anything about what it's even about.
We just started this year. I had heard of it, but didn't know much about it at all, and so it's been fun to jump into.
Is it good?
We enjoy it. We like it. It's.
You're watching the newest one? You're not like going back and watching the old stuff?
Yeah, I had gone back, I think like a year ago, and tried to start from like the one in the, I don't know, the 50s or whatever it was. I know I'm going to be wrong on that. And they were just so, like everything in the 50s, long and boring.
Yes, exactly. Right.
So yeah, we started with the recent iteration and have been going through those.
I feel like anytime I've talked to, found somebody on the road or a stranger and was talking about gaming or nerd stuff, Doctor Who just inevitably comes up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I mean, like Doctor Who, right? And I'm like, phone booths.
Yeah. I feel like it's...
Yeah, I've never watched anything with Doctor Who either before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's something that since I play video games, I'm supposed to be into.
Right.
And so
exactly.
It's like
it
a
just kind of
requirement.
worked out that I was. Yeah, exactly.
Phone booths and wormholes. That's all it is.
There you go. Over and over again.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, Chris is also in a different situation.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you tell us about it, Christoph?
Well, right now I'm in a hotel bathroom.
I think you win. You win, definitely.
So
Are you still? That sounds like a Vegas story. Like you're still in Vegas.
no. You're definitely going to hear the toilet just start randomly running. Good luck with that, Gabe.
Yep, no problem.
Sweet. It's a hangover
We are in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, which is a little outside of Tulsa.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll kind of get to where we are going. But we got here to the hotel last night, and we had to get a room. We have our little nieces traveling with us, and so they didn't have a room where like the bedrooms were like closed off. So I was like, okay, well I can't record out there. I was like, maybe I'll go down to the business center, and I went down there to check it out. And the business center is just an open area that has a printer where you can attach to it right across from the reception desk.
Right.
Yep.
So I'm like, all right, well, that's not really going to work. And so I was just kind of, I'm not going to be able to, probably won't be able to record on this one. And Stacey's like, no, we will find a way. Go check out the bathroom. And the desk chair is just tall enough for me to be at the counter of this. I'm just trying to make sure stuff doesn't fall over in the sink and
That's
the
awesome.
water and electronics don't mix.
You win. You
But,
win for the best setup of the
There's
year.
definitely going to be some echo here, but other than that, it's working so far. Because I really was like, she was like, why don't you just go in the car like Router does? And I was like, well, unfortunately, the only laptop we own is like really old and has to be constantly plugged in. Yeah,
That's like my brand new one.
Yeah, exactly. I actually looked at it the first time today. Like, this is the first time I booted it up in forever, and it actually doesn't even give me it used to stay on battery for like 10 minutes. It doesn't even say that anymore. It just says not charging. And if I unplug it, it just dies immediately. So I'm going to have to try to take care of that whenever I get back into town. So backing up about my week, Christmas was awesome. On Christmas Eve, we went and spent Christmas with my dad and my sister and my family all on that side. And then Christmas morning, woke up, Stacy and I just kind of exchanged a few gifts we got for each other and then headed on our way over to Oklahoma. Spent Christmas Day there with her family, her parents and our nieces and nephew and her brother. So that was a lot of fun, just hanging out and spending time with family. On Sunday, we went down and hung out with her grandfather for a couple of hours, and then we went over to her grandmother's house for a couple of hours, and then went home. And actually, that was on Monday, and so we watched the game with some friends who we're actually out traveling with right now. So Stacy's friend got a couple of years back, got really into this lady called the Pioneer Woman. I don't know if anybody has heard of her before, but she basically has like recipes and different things to cook a lot of stuff. And I think I want to say she has ways to cook things that are like Whole30 approved, but I could be totally off on that. But so she has a store up in northern Oklahoma in a town called, I think, Pawhuska. I'm getting all these names horribly wrong, but that's really far from where Stacy's family and her friend lives. So it's like, all right, well, we need to drive to Tulsa, spend the night there so that we can get up in the morning and drive there, because it's a store where you can buy stuff, but it's also a restaurant, and they serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But the rumor is that the breakfast is absolutely amazing. So it's like, oh, yeah, we know we want to do breakfast.
Nice.
So that's why we're staying here tonight, and then, I guess now it's tomorrow, and we're going to go there and eat breakfast. And then once that's done, we're going to head back south down to Oklahoma City. I don't know exactly what we're going to do during the day because it's going to take us about, I think, 2.5 hours to get there. So we'll have to kill some time. But in the evening, we have tickets to a play version of the movie Elf.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we're going to get to go see that. So it's our two nieces that are with Stacy and I, and then on their family, it's her and her husband, and then they have 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl. So we have a big, huge clan, and we're just going to go to the play. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And then tomorrow we head back to where they live in Oklahoma, and we're going to see Rogue One, and then I think we're heading home after that.
That's great.
Nice.
It's going to be just a bunch of traveling, but it's been a really good time. Yesterday we went to the Tulsa Zoo. We went to some English restaurant because one of the little girls with us is really into just like Paris and England and anything that's like another country.
European,
cool.
Yeah, and all the European stuff. So we went to this English restaurant. It was really cool. And then last night I was able to work it out and get a little bit of a taste of what it's like to be gay because I got to go hang out with Jackie Shock from our
I cannot believe that,
man.
Yeah, it was really,
I have
really
looked
cool.
at my touring schedule just to hit Jackie Shock up, and then here comes a picture of you guys hanging out last night. I was like, no,
I know,
so
but
cool.
yes.
I knew he lived in Tulsa, so I was like, all right, look, I really don't know where I'm going to be, what time I'm going to be where, nothing. Just, I know I'm going to be in Tulsa this day. If it works out, awesome. And so we were kind of texting back and forth throughout the day, and it just happened to work out that last night after we left the English pub, Stacy and all of our friends and everything, they're like, oh, we're going to go, there's this place around here that I guess still has Christmas lights up. They're like, we're going to go check that out. I was like, okay, luckily y'all drive a minivan. Is it cool if I just go across town and go meet up with this guy and hang out for a little bit? And Stacy's like, yeah, totally. So they went and did that. And then I went and met Jackie and his fiance, Jordan. They were awesome, as you might imagine, and it was a really good time. It was shorter than I would have liked, but it was it's still really, really cool. And I got a picture, got to put it up on Twitter. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Definitely going to have to find a way to come back out this way and hang out with them another time. And I mean, I know it's super early, but they are wanting really bad to come to 300, so I'm definitely looking forward to that.
It's never too early to start talking about that.
Right?
Yep. So that's really it for me. As far as gaming goes, the only thing is right before we left, I played a little bit of Overwatch. I did get Blizzard gave everybody that plays Overwatch 5 free loot boxes.
Yeah, they did.
And so out of that, I got the Lucio skin and the McCree skin.
Are those the ones you wanted?
I'm so mad about that.
Yeah, I definitely wanted the McCree one. The one that I want the most is the Winston skin. It makes him look like a Yeti. And then there's this character named Zenyatta. He's a floating Zen robot. He looks like a nutcracker.
Oh,
I'd really
awesome.
like to get those two as well. So whenever we get back in town, I think the holiday event ends on January 2nd. So I'm going to be playing like crazy to see if I can get those last two. But if I don't, I'm happy with what I got. So I'm good.
I've been doing a bunch of playing and I've only got one skin. and
I
I'm
know
mad about
it's been a bit stingy with the skins, and I was wondering because when they had the Summer Olympics event, I actually got a lot of skins. It took me all the way up until the last day to get the one I really wanted, but I was getting pretty frequent. But back then, you couldn't buy them with in-game currency. You just had to get them as a random drop.
Right.
Now you can actually buy them with in-game currency, but they cost more than normal skins do. So I'm wondering if, since you could actually purchase them, maybe they reduced the drop rate, but I'm not sure because I didn't play during the Halloween one, so I don't really know. But yeah, I was like, man, I cannot believe I'm not getting anything. And then Blizzard gave us those 5 free loot boxes. I was like, all right, there's got to be something in here. And luckily 2 of them dropped.
I didn't get not one in those 5 loot boxes.
Wow.
That's I know what that feels like. Are there any in particular that you're wanting, or you just want something to drop?
I just want them. It doesn't matter to me. I did get a Torbjorn's.
Oh, really?
Skin.
See, his is one of the higher end ones because their skins are labeled in different things. There's like normal, there's rare, or I think it's rare, and then legendary. And Torbjorn's, I think, is one of the ones that's legendary. So
nice.
You did good there. Yep.
Yeah, well, it sucks because I already had a skin for him that I really liked. Like I had gotten his. Like his Blackbeard skin.
Oh yeah, the pirate one. Yeah.
No. I got the motorcycle driving one.
Oh yeah, gotcha. Yeah, he's got some good ones overall.
Yeah, he's got some great skins. I've been using May a lot, and they just don't have any good skins for May. And so I don't know what's going on with that, but
her holiday one it's not impressive in terms of like it's just a color change essentially.
Yeah, it's just red and green, right? Or red and white.
Yeah, but what is cool about it is so she has this move, if you will, where she encases herself in an ice block and she can self-heal. But on the holiday skin, it now looks like a snowman, so that's kind of fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes,
instead of just a random block of ice.
Right.
Yeah, that's about it though.
Exactly.
That is me, fellas.
Nice.
Router.
Man, I'm the only one in a nice room inside, not in the car.
Oh, you're inside. You're not in the car.
No, man, I'm in the playroom. I've been doing that for the past couple weeks now.
That's awesome.
It's getting cold.
I realize.
Yeah, the weather outside is frightful.
It's not terrible, but it's not prime car condition.
Exactly.
Anyway, I'm going to address the elephant in the room because Piper did as well. The topic of the week is, of course, Princess Leia. And I'm so upset.
Are we right to that Carrie Fisher and freaking
George Michael?
George Michael went in the same week?
Yep.
Like a day apart?
Yeah.
No, George Michael was on Christmas, and then Carrie Fisher was 2 days later. So it was
gosh.
It was kind of interesting because we've been following like her progress and any updates.
It looked like she was fine. Everything that they were saying was like, "Oh, she's doing stable. We'll let you know if something changes."
Exactly. So we're sitting there, and Piper's in the other room, and she has a radio on or something for I don't know what it was. And she just comes walking in and walks by. She goes, "Princess Leia and Star Wars are canceled," and then goes into the bathroom. And I was
canceled.
And I was like,
"Oh my gosh!"
What? And so Lauren and I looked at each other. I'm like, "Carrie Fisher just died, didn't she?" And so we hopped on CNN real quick, and sure enough, there it was. So, just so depressed
I had
about
been
it.
Driving for many we were at a stop, I think, and I had a chance to just check Twitter real quick, and that was one of the first things that I saw was I think it was CNN or somebody saying it, and I was like, no, hang on, I got to do a little more research on this.
Yeah,
sure enough.
Yeah, it was horrible. And then for George Michael on Christmas Day, while we were making dinner, I just had on like his greatest hits on Spotify, and we were all just jamming while we were all kind of gathered around. We had family over, so it was a lot of fun. And I'll back up real quick because like Christmas Eve stayed up till all hours of the night wrapping presents and doing all that kind of fun stuff, which was fun. Didn't get to bed till like 4:00 in the morning, and then fortunately my baby girl is a late sleeper, so we didn't actually get up till almost 10, which was awesome. So we had our Christmas. My in-laws came over to watch Piper open her millions of presents, and then we hosted dinner at like 3, and it was already like noon, and so we just got into scramble mode, cleaned up the house, and got everything put together, and then just hosted dinner. Her brother came over, and then we just had a few friends over as well. and just had a great Christmas day, and then hung out. And so we've been doing absolutely nothing from Christmas on, which is great. Just kind of hanging out. We got some returning to do, so we'll be doing a bunch of that today probably. And I finally I get a date night with my girl tonight, and I should, because if you check Twitter, my baby girl got me a PlayStation Pro.
Yeah,
she did.
I could not believe it. I'm like, because she kept saying, like, do you want the PlayStation 4 Pro? I was like, I don't really need it because I don't have like a 4K TV or anything. And I'm like, she's gonna get me this Pro, isn't she? And she did. And
that's awesome.
So the funny thing is and the tag on it was, because I love you.
Yeah, I know that's right.
And as soon as I saw that, I'm like, I'm like, you son of a bee sting. You got me a PlayStation 4 Pro, didn't you? And sure enough, I opened it, and there it is.
She's like, because I love you and don't want to see you that much.
Exactly. Because I love you and I need my own space.
Exactly.
You're cramping my style. Get up there and play the game.
The funny story is that
it's not me, it's you.
All of my video game consoles have been gifts from her. All of them.
That's
nice. Which is hilarious. So, I mean, she can roll her eyes all she wants, but she started it. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
There you go.
Exactly.
No,
right.
it's great. I think
she's your dealer.
That's right. She's my dealer. So,
pusher man.
So Christmas night, like, we're all pretty exhausted, but at 2:30 in the morning, I wake and I'm like, I'm wide awake. I'm going to go transfer everything and get my Pro going. So, it was super easy to do. I didn't have to use any external hard drive or anything. I just had to connect one to the other and just waited for my 350 gigs.
Like with what? A USB?
LAN. Just use a network.
Yeah. Ethernet wire.
Nice. Just use an Ethernet. So it was nice and easy. I just had like 350 gigs, so it took about an hour and 15 minutes. But set it all up, and everything moved over beautifully, and now I'm ready to go. I just haven't been able to play anything.
So what is your plan for the older one? What are you going to do with it?
I don't know. I may try and sell it, or I was thinking of giving it to my nephew because he's
come on, Doc,
because I would love to see him get involved, and I think he really wants one eventually, but he just, oh my gosh, he just got his driver's license, so he's in car mode.
Liam is driving.
Wow. It's scary. But he's a very good.
You guys have to understand, when I first, so he's what, 16?
Yep.
So when I first met Tim and Lauren, he was 6.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it
6
was crazy.
years old.
It was crazy.
Oh,
time flies.
And he is a really good kid, and just
he is a good kid.
Yeah, they all are, and they all love on Piper. And hey, here's a shock, and this is something that I'm just like, whoa. We're going to Disney next week.
Oh my god!
What?
Of course,
I hate you guys so bad.
No, this is for the Router family one. My mom. Probably back. My mom plans out everything.
Here's a shock.
A person goes to Disney a lot when they have names for the. Well, this is the Router family one.
The Router family one, exactly. So typically we would probably go around spring break. But this year, my mom, which planned this probably back in March or even April, was like, "Hey, the kids still have off this next week from school." So she's like, what do you think about us going to Disney then? Because it may not be that crowded, and it's just it would probably be a better time to go than spring break. So we're like, yeah, sure. So she booked it, and we're all going, and it's gonna be awesome. I'm a little. I thought originally I was like, oh man, there should be nobody there, but there's like all this data that says that it's actually
be packed.
Still really packed. So I'm like, dang it. But I think it'll be. It shouldn't be too bad with the crowd.
Because I think that's what schools are going through, because New Year's is falling on Sunday.
Right.
Yeah.
So they get Monday off.
They're giving that next week off. Yeah.
So they're just giving them. Yeah, they're giving all of it off. So I have a feeling a lot of other people have the same idea. So it will probably still be pretty crowded. But yes, I will probably be broadcasting from a car next week.
Oh yeah.
We're back to normal.
Yeah. So
you're right.
So right back to normal. That'll be exciting, and Piper's super excited to be with her cousins, because Disney with cousins is awesome, and it's just that we all have just a ton of fun together. So it'll be fun. It's a short one. It's only like 4 or 5 days. There, and then we come back. We come back on the weekend. I love
that that's a short one.
Yeah, I know
exactly.
Yeah, I think it's actually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, it is 5 days. Never mind. It's normal then. That's a normal.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Router, before we move on, just real quick about the PlayStation. I'm not exactly sure because obviously I don't have a Pro, like what all it transfers when you're doing the moving data from one to the other, if it's only game stuff. But if you do give it away or end up selling the old one, just make sure you deactivate it as your primary.
I already did.
Because that can cause headaches, as Ed very well knows. If you don't handle that stuff beforehand.
That's actually one of the prompts, too.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, the transfer, honestly, dude, I thought the transfer process was so smooth. It's really easy because as soon as you boot it up, it says, do you want to transfer anything from a previous PlayStation? And you just follow all the prompts and you're good to go. As long as you have an additional Ethernet cable, you're in. So
that's cool. So I guess you don't need that my old 1 terabyte anymore.
No, I'm good.
Nice.
I'm good. So I'm super excited. And that was just a really nice. It was a real nice surprise to get on Christmas. I was not expecting that at all because I kind of poo-pooed it a little bit because I don't necessarily need it. But Lauren's like, well, you never just need anything, but here you go. So I was like,
well,
awesome.
It'll also be kind of neat to get info from you. Like, do you really notice any kind of difference since you're on a 1080p screen? It'll be cool to get that perspective from someone who's not seeing it on 4K. Does it really make any difference other than the hard drive space or what?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to start, hopefully after our podcast, I'm going to start The Last of Us Remastered. So that would probably be a great game to look at because it's so clean and it looks so good. So I got permission from Ed because I know Ed started it on YouTube. And I'm like, hey, are you going to keep going with it? And he's like, nah, you go ahead and do it if you want to do it. I'm like, yes, thank you. And it's like,
I gotta start that game again.
Plus, I did kind of call it at PSX, so I probably should get seniority over everyone. I mean, it was only the third try, but whatever. I still deserve it.
I call everyone at Naughty Dog's going to breathe air today.
Hey, no, you win. That's it. You win. So anyway, so the rest of the week we're just going to chill out. We leave on Monday for Disney, and I get a date night with my girl tonight. We're going to go to City House, which is one of our favorite restaurants, and we're finally going to go see Fantastic Beasts.
Good.
Oh, nice.
So I'm super excited for that. And man, that is pretty much it for me.
There you go. I like it.
Hit it up, Mr. Patillo. How was your Christmas with the children's?
Oh, man. Tiring.
Yep.
You know how it is when you're a parent. Put them to bed. I think I put up a picture that day of me and Jenny, and we're like, kids are asleep, coffee is brewed, it's time to make Christmas magic happen. Yeah. And so it's Amara's at that age to where the wonderment of it all is awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And so, and she's expressive anyway, and so she'll but she's really good. She came to our room and she's like, hey, can we go open presents? And I was like, sure. And me and Jerry like, yeah, we can do that. As we put our feet down on the ground, just exhausted because I think we got to bed at 4.
Yep.
And she got up at 7:15.
Oh.
And so
wow.
You're like just exhausted, beyond exhausted, yeah. And make our way. She's like, and everything. That's how Amara is. She, and
that's awesome.
So we usually do gifts from us and the family, and then we do one gift from Santa.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And so she got this Barbie dream house thing that she had been wanting really bad. And
beautiful.
So we had set all that up and put it all together, which took forever.
Don't you hate all those stupid little parts?
It literally took, let's see, I think 4 episodes of The Office.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a good 2 hours right there.
Yeah. Exactly. So just in doing Christmas, we finished the first season of The Office.
Well done.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm issuing a new rule. If there's any toy that's over 8 pieces, we're not buying it. I think that should be the new rule.
Seriously.
All these tiny pieces, IKEA. Man. Come on.
I don't get it. So had a good Christmas, and we always do Christmas Eve with her family, with her dad's side. So we had gone down there the day before and hung out, and that was a good time. And then Christmas Day, we did our own here at the house in the morning, and then went over to my mom's that night. and did Christmas over there that night, and that was really fun. And interestingly enough, I think in the exact same time zone, I was also being an ambassador for MTTG.
What?
Really?
Yeah, met up with a guy named Eric Thompson. He's newer to the community, but he's been a big advocate of the streaming stuff. So anytime I'm playing Final Fantasy 15, he's hopped on. And then
that's awesome.
he
That's
did
great.
his Extra Life late, his 24-hour stream. And so I went over there and watched his, and we got to talk on there. And then so they just happened to be coming through Nashville because I think his sister-in-law is becoming a nun, and there's is it convent?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a convent in North Nashville that she's joining, and so has joined already, and they're visiting her.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so
nice.
him and his wife
That's
are
not something you
visiting
meet
her.
every day. Is someone whose family member's becoming a nun.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
what's weird too is I've been to that convent. Back in the day, my girlfriend's dad was a photographer, and they were needing to make like a handout or a pamphlet or something like that, and he was taking photos just around. I was like, I've actually been there before, which is really weird to
Nice.
say.
That's really cool.
And so me and Eric went to Woody's Smokes and Brews
Nice.
and got some smokes and got some brews.
Nice.
So
There you
enjoyed
go.
a cigar together and just sat and talked about Extra Life and life in general and gaming, and it was awesome.
That's really cool, man.
So that picture is up on Twitter, and so it was a good time, man. It was cool because I think I put on the Twitter post like he's a new listener, but like after sitting and talking, it felt like he's been around for forever.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's
You know.
awesome.
And so it was a really, really cool hangout time.
And
so
that's
shout
a
out
good
to Eric
sign.
as well.
That's a good sign that he's part of our community anyway. Like he's just one of those community members that gets it and understands.
Yeah,
it.
exactly. I feel like anybody that's around is going to be cool.
Yeah, and anybody that
Yeah.
you can just talk freely and comfortable with is cool.
Yeah, right.
It's
So,
amazing.
Yeah, that was really cool. Trying to think what else went on. I mean, just the holidays,
Yeah, man.
and things like that. We got the New Year coming up. Obviously, the Carrie Fisher thing
Ugh.
freaking sucks.
Ugh.
So
Yeah.
because I was just wondering about it, I was like, who all? Because we were, obviously you're talking about it, especially when George Michael died on Christmas or
Yes.
the news came out on Christmas, and you're with family, everybody's kind of just talking about it. I was like, man, who all died this year?
I know.
So
I just watched a
Oh.
video this morning. That
I put
went
together a
through-
short list.
Yeah. Oh my
Hit it.
gosh.
Of just like people that stuck out to me. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I forgot that some of these people, it was this year. Muhammad
Yeah.
Ali,
Yep.
Oh man.
Prince,
Mhm.
David Bowie, Nancy
Mhm.
Reagan, George Michael, Miss Chloe.
Did you really? I did
That's
not
right.
know that one.
From
I did not predict that one.
what do we call it? 900 number
Yeah,
famous
yep.
psychics.
Call me.
Alan Thicke. Yeah. Mrs. Brady, Florence Henderson,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
A big one for our family, Maurice White from Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Merle Haggard
Oh yeah.
on his birthday.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Gary Shandling,
Yeah.
Tennessee's own Pat Summitt,
Yeah.
Craig
Shoot.
Sager, which I didn't think the Craig Sager one was going to hit me. I'm a basketball fan and I've seen Craig Sager for years, but watching his stuff, like I was like, am I crying? Am I trying to cry right now?
Yeah.
Alan Rickman.
Oh,
Yeah. Wow.
And so I was looking at this list, and of course, Carrie. And so I'm like kind of digging around and, wondering, is 2017 going to be any better? And the answer is probably no.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like 2016 was infamous for having all these people die. And I was looking more into it. And they were, in the story I was reading, they were saying that the baby boomer generation
Yes.
is going to start dying
Yeah.
off.
It's starting to
And-
fade. Yeah.
And we had such a huge, that's why they call the baby boomers, because we had such a huge influx of births,
Mhm.
Barbara.
40, 50 years ago, 60 and 70, I don't remember how long baby boomers span. I think it's like 20 years or something like that. And so, we're probably going to end up still seeing stuff like this. And that just sucks.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, it's bad.
I mean, but like this year, I think it was the the quality of the people, like, as well.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's just there's just so many people, legends that you're just like
icons.
Icons, yeah, exactly. Right? That's what I'm looking for.
And some we saw coming, and some were, out of nowhere.
Yep.
Yeah, really. I think that's what a lot of it was. Is it seemed like so many of them were out of nowhere.
Yeah, Prince felt like out of nowhere.
Prince
Carrie Fisher just a
definitely
heart
out
attack.
of nowhere. Yeah.
I feel like even George Michael, even though he's kind of been in the shadows, but I think he had just got finished shooting a documentary about his life, which is coming out next year.
And for me, like, you would find out maybe, some celebrity would die and you would find out, oh, they've actually been pretty ill. But it's like, and I maybe it's just because I don't follow celebrity news, but it's like, well, I didn't know that. So it seemed out of the blue, even though I had no clue they were ill. Like Gene Wilder, I had no idea he was in bad shape.
Yep.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And crazy. I mean, kind of like the whole thing with Carrie, like, obviously, when the news came out and you heard like how long she was kind of unconscious for, you're like, okay, that's not good.
Yeah,
like,
that
coming
can't
out
be
of
good.
that is going to be a little tough, especially at her age. But she's not that old. I mean, she was only 60.
Yeah.
But, my dad turned 70 next week.
Yeah.
And so, you're just kind of, puts in perspective, all this stuff. But you're like, man, stable to us might mean something different than stable at a hospital.
Yeah. You hear stable and on back, you think, oh, they're up, chatting and eating
she's
pudding.
awake and she, maybe responding and and maybe it just really means life support. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it's just awful.
So sad about that, man.
And listen, man, I'm not trying to add salt to the wound, but we did find out Explorers Wanted this past week. But listen,
we did.
But here's the silver lining in all this, because I listened to
that's the same
one of the ones that won, and like, don't ever give up on any of these, because there wasn't anything. It wasn't anything magical. I thought yours was better, of course, but there's nothing magical.
You love me.
No, well, that too, but it wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't anything like, his voice was good, but it wasn't it's clear that they are looking for a specific voice for a specific person, and they found them.
Yeah.
So never give up on doing those, because you never ever know. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's true.
Because I was like, who are these jokers? So I looked up his
Kyle Land.
Yeah, Kyle Land's audition.
I had seen his actually in my late nights of watching all of them.
Yeah, and it's nothing. To me, it wasn't anything to sneeze at. I mean, he did it. He enunciated perfectly. I mean, everything was fine. I think they were just looking for a particular voice, and that's it. So just keep doing it, man. It's totally going to happen, because you have the perfect voice for it. So. That's all I'm saying.
Obviously not.
You can't win them all, homie. You can't win them all.
I know, right? I know. So, yes, congratulations to the winners of
absolutely.
Explorers Wanted.
Yep.
Kyle Land and then a girl, Carrie Schultens.
Yep.
Schultens.
I didn't listen to hers yet. I was going to.
Yeah, she had a really nice voice.
Good.
And so it was like sweet. Like I felt like I could listen to it, like definitely read a story. And you'd be like, oh, what a nice voice. Like, it was just like pleasant.
Nice.
Yeah.
Recorded well. Hers wasn't on YouTube. Hers was just on she had uploaded it somewhere. But on the other side of things, coming off the death stuff, we did get a message from our boy Mark Boucher this last week, and he did propose, and she did say yes.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. Good news.
So
That's what we need.
congratulations to Mark. Yeah. And he said their wedding is going to be like nerd themed.
Oh, I love it.
And I was like,
awesome.
yes. He said, even so, they're talking about getting NES classics and having them at the reception.
Nice.
I was
I'm
like,
going.
Sweet. I know that's right. I'm crashing that wedding.
Where's my invite? Let's go.
I hope the cake topper is like a pipe with a Mario groom coming out the top of it and a princess.
That would be amazing.
That would be incredible.
So I thought that was good news to hear amongst
congratulations,
all
Mark. That's amazing.
That's
crappy
awesome.
news this week. So really happy about that. I think that's it for me. I'm looking around my room like that's going to tell me something.
Yeah. It's going to trigger a memory or something. Like,
Yeah, I'm
I
like,
need to say something.
Yeah, I think that's it. Rowdy, you got it?
Let's do it.
Well, let's get into some questions.
Or let's just do it.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Lord have mercy.
Hey, man, I'm cool with switching it up.
Well, let's do it. What the freak?
The games was only 20 minutes this week.
It felt wrong, but I didn't really catch it until Router said something. I was like, oh, yeah.
Me either. I was like, wait. Okay,
that was so weird.
That was weird.
Great. I've been waiting for that moment to happen because I've done it mentally in my head before. I've been like, he's going to do let's do it.
Oh, jeez.
We
could just get into some questions. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're just getting in. Let's just get into some questions.
Oh, gosh.
So, email. Let's start with it. No, I'm kidding.
What the heck just happened?
It's all good. New releases this week. There's only one to speak of. Adrift for the Xbox One, an immersive first-person experience that tells the story of an astronaut in peril.
Oh, really? That came out?
Yeah.
I thought it wasn't.
Yeah, they had said that it wasn't going to come out. Crazy.
Well, that was GameSpot, so you could be right.
No. I mean, it was weird because it was always like, yeah, it's coming to Xbox. Then all of a sudden, the developer was on Twitter like saying, yeah, that's not coming, and like out of the blue. So maybe it changed, and they actually were able to write it.
What I typically do with GameSpot is they have like little ratings next to each one, which means they've had somebody review it, which usually means it's legit. And that was really the only one that had any type of a rating on it. So.
Yeah, and it had already come out for PC, so it's probably not that. I'm hoping that it actually did come out. So
yeah, that would be nice.
That would be nice.
Huh.
And then we have one oops. A lot of it's probably my fault. At MLS Shop, Wolf Among Us is based on Vertigo/DC comic fables. Snow White and Beauty and the Beast are public domain, not Disney owned.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't know that either. But I mean,
so I could just put Beauty and the Beast in whatever I wanted?
Yeah, go for it.
Weird.
Because I'm trying to think what cartoon it was that came out. It felt like it was somewhat recently, and it was like the first Disney cartoon that wasn't based on an old fairy tale.
Oh, what was it?
I don't remember what it was now. But yeah, because like Tarzan,
Moana or something like that.
Well, Moana is definitely. I think
Moana was based on something.
It was.
I thought so. I have no idea. I'm gonna get an oops here now.
Cinderella. Maybe?
Yeah. Cinderella. Oh, gosh. Oh, that's funny.
That's it. Back to you guys.
Oh, yeah. Mulan was based on a Chinese tale, The Ballad of Mulan.
Oh, okay.
What?
Yeah.
No, Moana.
Oh, Moana. I'm sorry. I thought you said
That's
Mulan.
That's the new one. Yeah. I thought you said Mulan, too.
No, sorry. I meant I said Moana.
Oh, I'm sorry. I totally misheard.
Oh, it's okay.
Dang internet lag.
I know, right? Stupid mumbling. Let's see what's going on. Chris is out on the road. Chris is on assignment.
Yeah. That's right.
Meeting people, shaking hands, kissing babies.
Trying to.
Gonna run in 2020.
Please.
That would be horrible.
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
can it get much worse? I'm just kidding.
Right?
PSN Holiday Sales for the week 4 of their holiday deals has been revealed. We got Battlefield 1 for $40, Dishonored 2 for $40, FIFA 17 for $30, MLB The Show for $12, Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6 individually for $10 each, Skyrim Special Edition for $40, Street Fighter 5 for $20. I might pick that up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're going to do that.
I don't know why I shouldn't, but it's Street Fighter. Titanfall 2 for $30. Get that. Nice. And The Witcher 3 Complete Edition for $25.
Oh, yeah, get that. Definitely.
That is a lot of content for $25.
Right?
That's hours upon hours of goodness. Yep.
Yeah. And if you're ever just wanting to, a sale's always a good time to try something.
Yeah.
That or Redbox. I loved this story. Since I'm the only one doing stories, I'm going to fly through these probably.
It's going to be the shortest episode ever.
Exactly. Robbie Damon, who does the voice of Prompto, something happened where a dad had like gotten contact with him and said, "Hey, my daughter loves Prompto. He's her favorite character. What's your rate to get you to send her a Christmas message?" And Robbie wrote him back with the message in it already. And I just thought that was awesome. So as Prompto, he's telling this girl, have a Merry Christmas, and singing a little bit because Prompto sings throughout the game.
I don't know. Is that the name of the game?
Prompto is a name of a character in Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, okay,
there it is.
Sorry, I was unclear about that. So somebody asked us who our Prompto was. Remember in our
That's
live?
right. That's right. That was like 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
and we were
yeah,
all
so
like, huh?
Prompto's this very excitable sidekick in Final Fantasy 15. He's constantly talking. He's constantly taking pictures, and he's a really great character. Actually, he maybe would rub like people wrong, like just be a little annoying, but he kind of brings life to the thing. And so he'll go around singing like, "I want to ride a chocobo all day." And so he's just like,
That's pretty funny.
Fun to have there. So this guy called or sent this message and is singing some of those songs with like,
That's awesome.
mixed in with jingle bells and stuff like that. So,
Oh, very cool.
I thought I was like, oh man, see, gamers,
Right?
Mm-hmm.
we can do
With
things.
hearts.
Yeah, with hearts. What else is going down? Chad Johnson, Ochocinco.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
some of you might know
You
him.
know what?
No, it's actually good. It's a good thing he did. A fan had wrote him on Twitter, and I guess I don't know what the exact message was, but saying that her son wanted an Xbox and she can't really like afford to get him one and stuff like that. And so he got her address and sent this child an Xbox One with FIFA 17, which is, he's a big gamer, big FIFA guy. He's constantly is sending out challenges like, if anybody wants to take me on in FIFA, come get this work. He's,
Nice.
he's
Really?
very competitive. Yes. So he hooks up with this kid and plays him and beats this child in FIFA 17, which is a soccer game,
Yes.
Right?
85-0.
What?
No.
That kid
Okay.
needs to step up.
85-0.
I love
I guess
that.
that's
That's amazing.
I guess that's the price you pay for an Xbox.
Ochocinco.
If nobody knows about soccer,
That's a
it's
lot.
1 point at a time.
Yes.
This is
Yep.
not football we're talking about, where you get
Yep.
to go 6 and 7 points at a time.
It's pretty much a goal every minute. It has to be a goal a little less than a minute.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
So he schooled this kid. But hey, the kid got an Xbox One
Right?
for free
Yeah.
for Christmas.
That's awesome.
That's true.
85-0. That's amazing.
I love
There's
that.
there's a Twitter account that tracks trademark filings
Mm-hmm.
and has caught that Nintendo is, I don't know if they're re-trademarking, but they trademarked an image of the Super Nintendo controller in a very like updated way. And so people are starting to speculate of them bringing out the SNES Classic like they have the NES Classic.
Hmm.
And all of us on this podcast were a little slow to the NES Classic. We were like, yeah, maybe. I was like, I don't think we're getting it. If they bring out an SNES Classic,
Yeah.
I'm getting that junk right when it comes out.
Really?
What do you think the primary games will be?
I hope, just because McCracken doesn't like it, that they have all the Donkey Kongs on there.
Nice.
I would not play them. But these are the games that I'm skipping.
Exactly.
So
and
funny.
for router's sake, so we can have half the podcast hating it just because it's monkeys
Yep.
and Donkey Kong.
Friggin' monkeys.
Hey, so I don't really think this is what it's going to be, but what if it's not that they're coming out with an SNES Mini, but instead what they're doing is they're going to port way more Nintendo games over to like iOS
Over
and
to the
Android, and it's just
Switch.
going to be a Bluetooth controller.
Oh, yeah.
Because I mean, I don't think when the
Either
NES
way.
Classic happened, I don't think they like did a trademark filing or anything like that on the controller for it.
I mean,
that
wouldn't
would
they
seem a
have to
little
do the
weird.
Bluetooth controller?
I mean, I guess, but that's what I'm saying is like the NES Classic isn't a Bluetooth controller, and they don't offer a wireless one. So I would think they would follow suit and do the dumb little mini cords for the SNES Classic and everything.
So you don't think they'd have to re-trademark something since it's a new way of attaching?
They would if I'm just saying like.
They would if it's going wireless.
I would think it makes more sense to me that would be something that they're trying to market to something different, not that they're doing an NES or an SNES Classic, because I would think they would follow the same road they did with the NES and just make it wired. I don't know. I mean, it's total speculation, but
yeah, this is all speculation. I mean, all we found is that they've trademarked the Super Nintendo controller image of it. This is what this trademark _bot found. And I'm just saying, like, the SNES for me, it's still, I think we've talked about it before, I think it's the best console that's ever come out, and the games were just amazing. So I mean, you just hope that Super Mario World and I'm trying to think, F-Zero, and like I was saying, Donkey Kong, which I loved, are on there. I was just so many good games on the SNES.
Yeah,
Did you ever?
I had one. I would say out of the old school Nintendo consoles, it's definitely my favorite, the SNES.
I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah.
So good.
I played the most games on that system versus all the other ones that I owned. So.
Amazon has a thing called Digital Day. That's coming up on the 30th. So a day after this podcast posts.
Nice.
And it will be 24 hours of awesome deals, they're saying. And so they have like this collage of pictures that's up. And in it are Destiny, Rise of Iron, Fallout 4, Cities Skylines, which for some reason I really want to get. Saints, which feels like a SimCity kind of situation. Saints Row 4, Skyrim Legendary Edition, and Dragon Ball Xenoverse among some of the games that'll be on sale. And so they have a little sign up so you can be notified over at Amazon.com.
Will it be better than the Super Mario Run notification?
Oh my gosh, goodness gracious. They're like, hey, it's available 5 days ago.
Yeah, that didn't quite work out, did it? And I don't know what it was, but I was expecting, because I'm on iOS, I was expecting just get like an actual notification, like a little pull down that says, hey.
I did too.
I wasn't expecting to get an email.
Yeah, and late.
Yeah.
Hours late. I was like, what is going on with this crap? But I mean, to be fair, or maybe not to be fair, because this could be an oops, I've never seen them do that before.
No.
Do they have notifications for new apps? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I've never seen it, but I mean, like you can get like when a new podcast drops, I'll get a little notification that says, hey, this podcast is ready. So I would have thought it had been something like that just had a little app store icon that said, hey, Mario Run is ready. Or something.
Ding, ding.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought. Maybe if it went like, wahoo, or something, that would have been
fun. That would have been fun. You're right about that. Rocket League, Titanfall 2, FIFA 17 are in the picture as well. So I'm like, let's get into some Amazon.
Right?
Because I love Amazon, and I think the fact that people are able to do digital sales for so cheap, hopefully it ends up being something great.
Hey, Gabe, did you ever find out about, I saw you had posted on Twitter something about if you have Twitch Prime, that you can get I think it was Jackbox or something like that?
It was Drawful 2.
Did that work? Did you find out?
It worked. Yes.
Because we have Prime, and I was thinking about linking it up to do the whole Twitch Prime thing. It's like, I need to do that if it's still available.
Yeah.
When I get home.
Right. So if you have Amazon Prime already, then you're already really can sign up for Twitch Prime for free.
Yeah, you just link the accounts up. And
you just link them. So I linked them and went to Drawful 2 and went to get this game for free.
Right.
Is it PC only?
Yes. Okay. I don't know. Well, I don't know if it's Mac. I don't know if Drawful is on
But like
Mac
it's not like an Xbox or PS4 version or anything.
No, it was and it's downloads through, I guess and it's called beta actually in the installer. Twitch has you downloaded the game through their own app, kind of like GOG or Steam.
Gotcha.
So I was glad to get Drawful 2 because I didn't have it.
Yeah.
Oh, anything else that I have? A slew of new games are coming to the PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
There you go.
Invasion, Timeless, Invisible, Ripped from Reality, Longing for Wilderness. Just a bunch of games that sound great.
That's awesome.
Not really.
I was like, I have
really great, solid
I'm
games.
So out of touch. I haven't heard of any of those, but Gabe says they sound great.
Exactly.
So I heard Ed ask Chris this on Twitter, but I want him to ask it on the podcast about his VR experience. What were you asking him, Ed?
I was just basically asking if he's played it lately, just to see, because I know he was really excited, and I was wondering, hey, are you still playing? What do you think? And or did it kind of? Because I feel like a lot of people I've talked to really like it, really enjoy it, but they just don't play it. And so I wanted to see what Chris was up to.
And so I actually got a lot of questions about it yesterday, and I was noticing while I was on the road, and so I kind of put out we were at the zoo and we were going around the little train that goes around the zoo. So I typed out all these tweets real quick and I just rapid fired them out. So overall, yes, I'm still enjoying it. The last time I've used it was earlier this month, I think the second week in December, but I've kind of been on the road for most of the time after that and haven't been home. And then, as I've said many times, all I'm playing is Overwatch because I want to get these skins. But yeah, I still have it. I still use it. The thing is that, and I think I may have mentioned this before, is that I haven't bought any new games outside of what I had around launch. And that's been mostly because the ones that I feel like I'm interested in, maybe they're a little more expensive than I think they're worth. And that's the whole thing, is that because it's brand new tech and everything, the games are all over the board, not just in the type of experiences that you can have, but also in what the pricing is. Because everybody's just trying to figure out, what's a good price for a game, what's a good length for a game, what styles of games work. And I don't mind taking chances on things to see do I like this? Do I like that? But I'm not going to do that for $40 or $50 on a game when I'm I may hate this. I want to know. And if there's not a demo for it, well, I'm going to wait till the price drops. So my plan right now is in January, maybe February or whatever, I'm totally expecting a handful of these games to finally start coming down in price. Plus there's other ones like Gabe just mentioned, they're going to be coming out. And then I want to have about 4 or 5 more games that I've played pretty thoroughly before I really give okay, here I've had PSVR for this long. Here's my kind of end all be all thoughts, at least up to this point. So I'm definitely going to touch on that on the show at some point. But a lot of people are asking me should I get one? Because maybe they got money for Christmas or something. I don't know. And it's kind of the exact same thing that I've said pretty much from the beginning. If you're really interested and you just have and you like new tech and you want to spend the money on it, then absolutely. I think it's worth giving a shot and seeing, is it something that's for you? But if you're on the fence and you're if you're the type of person that I bought this new thing and I'm not using it as much as I thought a week after, and so you get all this buyer's remorse and everything, then no, you shouldn't do it, because it's a new technology essentially. So there's everything that you can think of that comes with that does come with that. There's technical kind of hiccups at times. There's the fact that it's a brand new system and you have to use it differently. And even though I enjoy it and mine is set up in a way to where really all I have to do is pull over the headset, it's still it's more cumbersome and it takes more to get up and going than it does just grabbing a controller and going. And
that's what I heard. I heard it's kind of a mess to kind of get out.
I feel like some people online are making it seem like a bigger to do than it is. To me, I really, for me, and I don't know if it's just the way I have it set up. I've got my little headset on a hook right there. I've got my PS Move controllers right there, if that's the way that I'm going to use them, or my controller. The issue more for me is that you bring over, you hook in the little earbuds that it comes with if you're wanting to use those for the stereo sound, and then you put it on. You have to go through not really calibration, but you go on there and it tells you, shows you a screen of where you are, and it says, okay, make sure there's nothing in your way, so that if you stand up or something, you're not going to knock something over. It's just by the time you get into it, the game, whatever game you're going to play, it's probably been 5 minutes or so from setting it up or so when you go through all the things. And that's not bad at all. But when you're somebody that's oh man, I got 15, 20 minutes, you want to get as much gaming in as you can. Right. You don't want to be spending time setting it up. So it's definitely a kind of thing where it's okay, I need to have a game that I'm wanting to play again, which most of my games I've already played through a couple of times. And then 2, you need to have the time to okay, get past the setup and then have the amount of time you have in your head that you want to play, because VR games are not the kind of games that are like, oh, let me play for like 5 minutes and then I'm done, like a match of Overwatch.
Right.
They're more something you need to sit down and be ready to be invested in, because that's where you're going to get the enjoyment out of it. So there's all these factors that are playing into the fact that I haven't used it nearly as much as maybe I would have thought that I would. But for me, that's not necessarily meant to this point that it's like, oh, I'm having buyer's remorse, or, oh, this was a waste of time or anything. I kind of knew that going in. I expected that, look, this is not going to be something I'm probably going to play all the time. And, you know, I've got to wait for a lot of the games to start flowing in anyway. So it's pretty much what I expected. And I don't want to tell somebody, go spend $400 or $500 on something if you're the kind of person that is thinking they're going to use it every day all the time, because you're not going to.
Yeah. And is it, and I think the reason I asked you that is because I was like, oh, I wonder what the price drop was the day after Christmas. And I went on Amazon, and it seemed like it's really hard to get, because it's, you know, I found one for like $900 or, you know, $1,900. And I'm like, oh, are these not really available like I thought they would be?
That's what I'm hearing, is that on Amazon, Best Buy, GameStop, wherever you're trying to go to find one, that they're really not available, kind of like the NES Mini in a way.
Right.
Which makes a little bit more sense to me, because with it being brand new tech and everything, like at launch, I went through all these hoops, because, you know, I had mine pre-ordered, the pre-order got canceled. And so I jumped through all these different ways to make sure that I got one day of. And then it turns out, like, that same day, I could have just walked into a Best Buy and they had them on shelves.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, well, maybe, you know, demand's not going to be that great. But they kind of
I just saw one at Target the other day.
Is that right?
Yeah, because it seems like they had enough stock in the beginning, but they didn't have like a huge amount of production. And so it seems like a lot of people are having troubles actually getting their hands on one.
Interesting.
I don't really, honestly, since I have one, I'm not really paying attention when I'm out at the store, like, hey, do you guys have PSVR? I'm not really asking around, but I'm hearing a lot on Twitter and other places that, yeah, it's kind of difficult to find right now outside of eBay and other places, scalpers that are trying to, you know, make a buck off of it.
Right. And I haven't seen an NES Mini in the wild at all.
Oh, like, no.
I never have.
Those things are gone.
Yeah.
And just to clarify, the content, all that content that I named, I guess some of them aren't games, but a service called Jaunt has come to the PlayStation VR, and it's kind of like Netflix, but with virtual reality video content. And so all that stuff is streaming through Jaunt. So they're more like experiences that you're in, not so much like gaming. So kind of like the right. So kind of like the Face Your Fears thing that I did,
right?
For my Christmas gift to the community, which that
was awesome.
I was not playing up. Like, if anything, I was playing down. I was scared.
That like awesome. Hand did not leave the heart. Once it got there.
I showed it to Jenny. I was like, oh my gosh, look where my hands are. Like, my hands are up around my neck and in my mouth and by my chest. I was like, what the heck? I was scared for real.
Oh, it was
because
good.
It's not scary watching it, but being trapped in there.
I could definitely see why it would be scary, though.
Yeah.
You could?
Yeah, definitely.
I put it all together, and I was like, should I even put this up? Like, is it even entertaining? Like,
was awesome.
I'm scared, but I'm not a screamer.
Right.
And so, you know, where somebody was like, would be way more entertaining.
No, it was,
but it's just not who I am by nature.
See, and that's one of the other things that's like so hard to convey to people who are interested in VR but are on the fence to it. It's really like you can watch something like that and maybe somebody's like, oh, well, he's not really getting into it that much or whatever. But it's completely different when you're wearing it. It's just a totally different experience, and you really can't explain it until you have to have the experience to understand. And there's going to be people who have that experience and still are not impressed, or they're like, oh, that was kind of cool, but not $400 or $500 cool. And then you're going to have other people that are going to be absolutely blown away by it. It's just hard to tell somebody, spend your money and find out, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no easy way to try it. You know, which, you know, it's not like they have them at Best Buy to just throw on and try real quick.
Right.
You know, they've got Gear VRs to try, but I mean, that's not, you know, it's pales in comparison to,
well,
you know.
That actually leads to a good question. Do you think they're going to start demoing VR? Is it going to be that popular?
Nah.
Well, you can
quickly
do demos
enough
at
to do that.
VR at different Best Buys around the country right now. You can do them with Oculus. You can do them with Vive. And I know,
okay.
I know even like, so they had the string where you could test PSVR before it came out. And I know they kept going with that afterwards. I just don't know if they're still doing it or not. I would assume
I haven't seen one in a long time.
Yeah, I would
either.
assume they're going to do them periodically at different places, but I don't know like how readily available they'll be in different areas. And plus, it's probably only like major markets. So like if you live out in a smaller town, like you're probably not going to have access to something like that.
Right.
There you go. Eduardo.
See.
What is going down over on the YouTube channel, that there brethren?
Well, as you mentioned, new on YouTube, your Face Your Fears on the Gear VR. Man, I really, that was fun to watch. That was
it fun?
Yeah, it really was.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad about that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. We had a good time watching that.
It was one of those things where I was like, I don't want to do this, but I said I'd do it.
Yeah.
And then the first time you see that kid, and I'm saying this is a bad idea, I meant it to my core. I was like, if I take this off right now, nobody will even remember I said I'd do this. So I'm going to stop now. And then I just didn't. And next thing you know, you have the rest of the video.
Oh, we definitely wanted you to read the other stories. We were like, oh no, it was the quickest 6 minutes
definitely
ever.
Wasn't doing that. Because if the other one had a clown in it,
oh my gosh.
Nah, Doc.
That's
Which
so
they're bringing it back out. Just as a side note.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So I've never seen the original, so I don't know. I read a bunch about it, so maybe see this one. I don't know.
Yeah, that's awesome. Looking at our top 10 YouTube videos.
Am I the only new thing?
Yeah, dude. It's Christmas.
It's
Christmas, man.
Yeah,
That's true. Very true.
very true. Top 10 YouTube videos for December 20th through the 26th. Number 10, Hue Part 11, The Ending.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9, Face Your Fears on the Gear VR.
Oh, snap!
Hey,
made the
look at
list
that.
already.
And
Debut
I was going to say
top
that's going to
10.
be a lot higher next week. It's got to be.
That was a one dayer that came out on Christmas.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you.
Yay.
Number 8, the audio version of Married to the Games episode 223, the Christmas special.
That's not what it was called.
No, but it cut it off. The name was so long,
it cuts it off.
So awesome.
Number 7, Ori and the Blind Forest Part 14.
Thornfell Swamp.
Thank you for respecting Sarah's sleep in here.
You're welcome.
Number 6, Lego Dimensions Part 2, not in Kansas anymore. People got that for
Nice.
Christmas.
Not in Kansas anymore.
Not in Kansas.
Sorry. No.
Number 5, Watch Dogs 2 Part 6, Bottom Dollar Complete.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, the video version of Married to the Games episode 223, the Christmas special.
Nice.
Kudos
Nice.
to you,
Good deal.
Gabe and Chris, for putting that together. Looks great.
that's a all around. I got to give kudos to everybody. That y'all got to understand. When you watch the video, it looks great.
Yeah.
But that did not happen by itself. That was a full board, like, we didn't think it was going to happen. It was our first time doing anything like this. I had this silly idea in my head that I didn't like the way that Hangout or Skype looks when you recorded it, because there's no control and you only get to see one person at a time sometimes, especially with Google Hangout. I've never messed with Skype or anything like that. And so I had this idea. I was like, hey, we should do a video like this because Chris had brought it to our attention. Like, hey, Married to the Games has always done a video for Christmas. How are we going to do this all being separate? And I was like, what if we had 4 boxes and this, that, and the other, and let's work up a template? And it's just not that easy, y'all. So just know that these guys put in work to make that thing happen. Everybody's video and audio at some point was sliding around, and we were having to link it up and figure out ways to do it. And so it's not as easy as it looks, and it's for the love of the community. And Chris put in a lot of work to get that thing to work right. I was at my wit's end. Like, I had edited the show the next day and had begun to, get these videos. These video files are 4 and 5 and 6 gigs each. So it just takes a long time to download them. And then you go to put it together and you're like, oh no, why is my mouth moving, but my voice is not going?
Yeah.
And so, we had to wrestle it to the ground and problem solve. And Chris was like, hey, I'm at work and It's Christmas, if you know what I mean. There's not a lot going on around here. And
That's
so
awesome.
I was able to put in some work on it. So kudos to everybody, man, for getting that thing.
I'm not to like pat ourselves on the back, but I think it came out as good as we could have expected it or hoped for it to, you know? It looks really good.
I totally think so.
The
same
template,
way.
the way everybody's camera worked out great. I mean, I'm really happy with how it came out.
Yeah.
It was worth the effort, I think.
It's definitely one of those things of the fact that you watch it and you don't realize all the work that went into it. That's a testament to, you know, how well you guys were able to pull it off.
Yeah, that's a great way for that to be said. Yeah.
And I mean, it's number 4 on the list, so I'm guessing people are liking it and watching it. So
yeah, definitely. Number 3, Watch Dogs 2 Part 5, bottom dollar fail. Number 2,
shout out South Korea.
Right. Number 2, Watch Dogs 2 Part 19, paint job. A lot of people are struggling with how to figure out how to do a certain thing. And I've been answering a lot of questions on there of how do I control the crane? So that's
nice.
Definitely why people are going there.
That must have been a Christmas game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And number 1, Gabe and Chris react to The Last of Us Part 2.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that.
Yes.
Those are all my views. They're all of them.
He watches it every day.
Every day.
Exactly. That is funny. I love that. Well, every week we ask you guys a question. Last week was no different. We asked, what was the game you really wanted to play in 2016 but didn't? And what's your game of the year? Starting over at the forum, we got Shepdog 921. I thought for sure I would play Rise of the Tomb Raider this year and only recently purchased it when I saw it was on sale. It now sits behind Final Fantasy 15 and possibly BioShock Infinite in the backlog. Would you kindly accept BioShock 1 from the BioShock collection as my game of the year vote? I still think the big reveal. Think of the big reveal quite often. BioShock 2 was good, and I'm excited to get to Infinite eventually. Honorable mention, Uncharted 4. Also, my biggest disappointment has to be The Division.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Jared Orr, I really need to get to Rise of the Tomb Raider. I will soon. It's next on the list after Final Fantasy 15 is platinumed. My game of the year is The Witness.
Wow.
This game totally took over my life as well as the lives of my 3 roommates. Such great memories of the 4 of us all gathered around the TV with the whiteboard, all trying to figure out puzzle solutions.
That's awesome.
It's not for everyone, but man, I love The Witness.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You played that one, right, Ed?
Yeah.
And it's not your game of the year.
No. I enjoyed it. I had fun, but it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Which one's the one I hopped on and watched you play for a little bit?
The Witness.
Oh, that was The Witness.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's some puzzles in there for sure. We're like, I don't know, man. Run around the back of it and see if that thing will move.
Right. Let's go to another puzzle.
Yeah, exactly. Lucas Ham Swisher. Because of kids and wives and 9-to-5s, the game I missed and I really wanted to play in 2016 and 2015 was Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain, which I now own and will regret missing in 2017. My game of the year is Uncharted 4, which is half the reason I own a PS4 and the best ending to a game saga ever. My greatest disappointment this year, which was a 2015 game, was Until Dawn. The game wasn't fun for me. Story was a little boring, and I finally realized that just as Gabe feels, scary games just ain't that cool.
Wow.
They really stress me the freak out. So, Gabe, for me, you never need to feel obligated to play a scary game ever for the community. But if you still feel the pressure, you should make Router play a game with a monkey, Ed a game with sharks, and Chris play a season of Madden only using the Giants or Redskins. That way you won't suffer alone.
That's hilarious.
That's all of those are insufferable. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I couldn't agree more. That's everyone's personal hell right there.
I love that. Lucas Ham pays attention.
Yes, he does.
Over on Facebook, Herman Scott. Game I missed in 2016 was Gears of War 4 because I don't have an Xbox One yet. Keep putting it off buying one because PS4 kept bringing out bangers. My game of the year is Final Fantasy 15. Put everything I was playing previously on hold and slaved away on it all December, ending it with a total of 150 hours game time.
Wow.
And getting the platinum.
Well done, man.
Yeah. Scott Clark.
Wow.
The game I'm upset I skipped this year is The Witness. It totally seemed like my kind of game for sure. My game of the year also is Final Fantasy 15 for very much the same reason Herman mentioned. I've barely touched anything since I fired up the game. I'm currently 85 hours into it and one achievement from getting the Xbox equivalent of the Platinum Trophy. Everything from the story to the combat to the characters to the dungeons to the addicting leveling system. It felt like this game was made for me. I love that. I'm loving the Final Fantasy love up in here.
Yeah, man, we're getting all kinds of love.
Cindy Croft, the game I missed in 2016 was The Witcher 3 DLC.
Oh yeah, me too.
I played so many good games this year, but I think my game of the year is XCOM 2.
Oh, wow, there you go.
Love that. Come on now, we got a diverse community up in this place.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The Frozen game, even though a lot of people saying Final Fantasy 15, but I feel like we're a small group, we're small but loud Final Fantasy lovers. The Frozen Gamer at Frozen Gamer 1987 over at Twitter. One of them is Final Fantasy 15, waiting to see if it's coming to Switch or PC. If not, I'll go with PS4. My game of the year is Ratchet and Clank.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
That's a good one.
There you go.
He says, I was extremely impressed with how well Ratchet and Clank as a remake turned out because the original had some serious problems. Jamin Bissett at Jamin Bissett. Haven't played Titanfall yet, but bought it. Game of the year are Uncharted 4, Final Fantasy 15, XCOM 2, and Dark Souls 3. Oh, cannot forget the great indie game of the year too, like Banner Saga 1 and 2, Salt and Sanctuary, and I Am Setsuna. I Am Setsuna. Nice. Jace at Jace Plays Games. Game of the year, The Witness.
Wow.
Game I missed but wanted to play is got to everything I really wanted to play.
Yeah, that man plays some games. He ain't kidding.
Victor Herrera at the Vic 82. I didn't get to play Mafia 3. Game of the year is Doom.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
I like that. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Thank you guys for all the answers. You know where to find us. Facebook.com/Married to the Games. Twitter.com/MTTGcast. Come check out the website and the forum at marriedtothegames.com/forum. And like Ed said, YouTube.com/Married to the Games. We have got a lot of content on there.
There's a lot.
Do.
Shoot, man.
There is
It's
no
overwhelming.
excuse for you to not know about a game now.
Yeah,
It's true.
Exactly. I love that. Let's see. Who have I not called on recently? Chris.
Rate us on iTunes so 2016 can be the last thing we lay to rest for a while.
Yeah.
that's
I
good.
know that's right.
Amen to that.
Jeez Louise. Let's kill cancer in 2017.
There you go.
good idea.
If something's
I like
going to
that.
I like
die,
that. Slay
let's
it.
kill 27. Let's kill cancer. I love that.
Okay.
All right. I said this already once.
Let's do it.
Peace. I'm just kidding. Let's get into some questions.
All right, we're going to start with email, and we're going to start with our ever faithful Lucas Ham. Hello
What
to my
day is
brothers.
it, Lucas Ham? What day is it? Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Hello to my brothers from other mothers. It seems we have arrived to the final MTTG podcast of the year and our final celebration of a holiday in 2016. There are a handful to pick from, but I think I found a fitting one given recent events. So happy Call a Friend Day. I'm sure there's a friend or family member that you haven't talked to in a while and could take some time to reconnect or remind them of why you care for them. As Eddie tweeted last night, recent events should cause us to take more time to share our love with others before it is too late. So consider this a challenge, and not just for you, but the community at large. So who comes to mind and who you're going to call, besides the Ghostbusters, of course. God bless you guys, and hope you ring in the new year surrounded by loved ones, ready to face the new opportunities and challenges that it will bring.
Ooh. Call a Friend Day? Is that what it said?
Happy Call a Friend Day.
Ooh. Who should I call today? I need to call my buddy Chico because he called me and I missed his phone call. So I'll call Chico today.
Nice.
Ed?
My college buddy Ed, we trade messages on Facebook quite a bit, but we haven't actually talked for a while, so we need to talk.
Oh, there you go. You talked about him last week, right?
Did I?
Ed Doney, Mr. Doney, right?
Mr. Doney, yeah.
Yeah, you guys talked about something from, I forget.
Oh,
what it
yeah,
was
because of
exactly.
monkeys. We both like monkeys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Because you're good people. Chris?
I have a friend of mine who just recently moved back to the Metroplex, and I haven't seen him or chatted with him outside of like Facebook or something since he got back to town. So I'll probably try to give him a call.
Nice.
There you go. Timmy?
I'm going to call a buddy of mine. He is actually in the middle of going through a divorce, and he's got 2 kids, but he and I try and get together for lunch every once in a while, and he actually just texted me because I think this is his first Christmas where they're kind of already doing this separating the kids kind of a thing, and I'm sure it can be a little hard, so I want to give him some love.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That sucks.
Well, thank you for the email, Lucas. We appreciate it. If you ever want to email us, mailbag@marriedtothegames.com. I don't think we even mention that every once in a while, so we need to keep that up. Mailbag@marriedtothegames.com. Feel free. I will be happy to take a look at those. Moving on to Facebook, we got our girl, Stacy McCracken. Happy New Year, boys. I'm so incredibly proud of all of you done in 2016. Thank you for making great shows for all the MTTG listeners and for all the hard work you put into each and every show and so much more. Like talking so highly of us, your lovely wives. Love to you all. That is awesome, Stacey. Thank you.
Right there.
She's awesome.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep, she's good.
He is awesome.
Josh Stapleton, 2017 predictions. Go. Game of the year. Biggest disappointment. Sleeper hit.
Ooh, gosh.
Wow.
Do we have a list of games that are coming
I
out?
have no idea.
All right,
Man, I don't.
I got some right up here. I can start hitting it off. So we got the Legend of Zelda for Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Nio.
Turn around now.
Or Neo.
Biggest disappointment.
Yeah, exactly. Supposedly Shenmue 3.
No, that's not going to happen next year.
Mass Effect Andromeda, I think that's going to be Game of the Year, in my opinion.
I don't know.
Marvel.
I think your game of the year is going to be South Park.
Well, yeah, that's very true. Well, I was actually going to keep that as a sleeper game because I think a lot of people slept on the first one too, and it's incredible. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Yep.
Vampire.
I don't know that one.
Never heard of. Battalion 1944, which is a Bulkhead interactive game.
Oh.
Overkill's The Walking Dead.
Huh.
Wow.
State of Decay 2.
Okay.
Pyre.
Mm-hmm.
Injustice 2.
Oh.
All right.
Horizon Zero Dawn. I really don't want that to be a disappointment.
I think that's going to be the disappointment of the year.
I know. I'm kind of. There's something in the back of my mind saying that could be it. I got that Joker pre-ordered too, so we'll see.
Yeah, you do.
Ukulele from Platonic Games. The Crash Bandicoot remastered games from Naughty Dog.
Mm-hmm.
Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Gabe, you're all over that.
Yeah. I'll get right to that.
Right.
Quake Champions, maybe coming out this next year. We don't know. The Insomniac Spider-Man game, maybe coming out in 2017. Doubt it.
Mm-hmm.
Arcane coming out with Prey.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That might happen. Halo Wars 2. Days Gone, which that will probably be late 2017, don't you think? Along with God of War.
What about that Detroit game? Is that coming out this year?
I know. I want to play that.
Think so.
Date on it.
That
no,
looked
there's
awesome.
no date on that. Here's the other one I think could be a disappointment is For Honor.
Oh, yeah.
I think that might get disappointing.
What is that
we'll
one?
See. That is the one where you're either a Viking, a samurai, or a knight, and it's like a fighting game.
I thought that one came out this year. I guess it was just at E3, maybe?
No, it was just at E3. It's supposed to come out this year. Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Oh, yeah, that looked cool.
Yeah, that did look cool, actually. Tekken 7.
Yeah.
Persona 5. That's coming out February 14th. Here it is, South Park.
Which I'm still on the fence on.
Oh, you're going to play it.
No, I need to not play it.
You need to not play it, but you're gonna play it.
That's the problem. You can't play RPGs back to back. It makes you weird.
That's true. Yeah.
Luckily, you already are weird.
It makes you
So
weird.
just keep going.
Yeah, exactly. South Park: The Fractured Butthole. I think that's going to be the sleeper game.
No, man. I think more people are way into that game than you think.
Yeah, I hope so because it was so good.
I think the sleeper game. I think the sleeper game. Hopefully, it comes out next year. Cuphead.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That is on here.
That's not going to be. Even if it comes out, there's no way that game's going to be a sleeper game because too many people are anticipating it.
Yeah, but anticipation and it being a hit is different.
Right.
So I think it could be a sleeper hit. Like, I don't think it looks like a game that could be game of the year, but because of just, how it looks. But I think like it could sneak in there and be, kind of like Overwatch. Like, I don't know if I would have ever pegged a multiplayer only game to be game of the year.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like I guess when you say sleeper hit, like to me, that's a game like Until Dawn. It's a one that people know about, but nobody's really paying any attention to. And then all of a sudden, everybody's like, "Oh, wait, this is actually really good." And I feel like a lot of people are expecting Cuphead to be good and are waiting on it. That's why sleeper hit doesn't work for me.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
Just that term.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
For me, Shadow of Mordor will always be like one of those huge sleeper hits.
Yes, absolutely. Shadow of Mordor. Awesome. It's the craziest thing because I felt like I was the only one who was anticipating that game, and like nobody else was. And then all of a sudden, it blew up, and everybody loved it.
Everybody loved it. Exactly.
And that's when you stopped liking it.
I know. I was like, why am I not liking this game? I'm the one who was saying this is going to be great, and I'm not falling in love. What the heck?
Yeah. And then I ended up platinuming it. There you go.
That's a good game.
Let's not forget Red Dead Redemption 2.
That's not coming out next year.
Yeah, well.
It could. It's scheduled fall 2017, along with Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Oh
and then Destiny 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
And then there's Cuphead.
Yep.
And then below, which is an Xbox game, I believe, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be playing that.
Lords of the Fallen 2.
Ooh.
Was that a good game? That first one, Lords of the Fallen? I remember watching some streaming of it, but I really get it. It didn't get its hooks into me.
Yeah, I didn't play it, but it was one of those ones where I wasn't expecting it to get a sequel, so to hear that there's a part two, it must have done pretty well for itself.
Mm-hmm. Halo Wars 2 looks good too as well. Coming out next year.
Just two more. Kingdom Come Deliverance and Scalebound.
I forgot about that one.
I think Scalebound is going to bomb.
You think?
Which one is that?
That's that action RPG from Platinum Games, Microsoft game.
Yeah.
You think it's going to bomb?
I don't have anything to to point at that. It's the little bit that I've seen people play and the little bit of chatter on it. I just feel like it's going to be a swing and a miss.
Yeah, I
hope not, because it's an Xbox exclusive, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, so they need as many exclusives as they can get and quality ones. So I'm hoping it doesn't, but I just got a weird feeling about it.
There you go.
I have a weird feeling that a lot of these games that are projected for 2017 are going to get pushed back anyway. We'll see.
Yeah, there will be.
Yeah,
I feel like right now the safe bet is to say that Andromeda will be the game of the year for a lot of people.
I agree.
And you just never know, though.
I know, but it's just hard to point to anyone and be like, oh, this is obviously going to be it over Andromeda. There's so much anticipation for that game, which could absolutely bite it in the butt, but...
It's definitely I would think it's definitely going to be the most anticipated game.
Yeah.
Whether or not it holds up, we'll see, but...
yeah, that and Zelda.
Yeah.
Well, you can have that one, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'll be the only one with a Switch.
Exactly. Anyway, Josh, thank you for that. That's awesome. Moving on, D-High. Is there any new hobbies you plan on taking up in 2017? I'm getting back in piano myself.
Oh,
that's
awesome. Good. I wish I could play the piano.
Yeah, same here.
I know, right?
Me too.
New hobbies, anyone?
Chris?
I haven't planned on anything, so we'll just have to see. I don't have anything in mind.
Yeah.
Ed, I'm guessing the same answer for you?
Yeah, I got nothing on the calendar.
Yeah.
Nothing on the calendar. Hobby to pick up.
No, my hobby's just going to be keep playing video games.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, mine, I guess, is this will be maybe, January to January, just diving more into the VO thing and trying to really continue to grow in that and
There you
do
go.
well in that, kind of along with Ed. Ed's doing that same thing.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Good question.
We'll add on to that on Twitter at dspin67. Instead of a New Year's resolution, do you have a bucket list of things you want to do or accomplish in 2017?
I wouldn't mind going to Fallon
Yeah, that'd be fun.
awesome.
or something like that, or just taking in something live theater, or I want to do more. They say happiness usually lies in experiences, not in material things.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I want to maybe do some more experiences.
Yeah. A buddy of mine is he's the lead, or one of the two leads in Book of Mormon on Broadway, and I want to get up there and
awesome.
see that.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, that's
There you go.
great.
Chris?
I really, really want to go to PSX.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I don't
good
know
idea.
if it'll happen, but if I can make that happen, because I mean, E3 is like, will it happen? Will it ever happen? I have no idea. But PSX is something I absolutely have control over, assuming I have the income and the time off to do it.
Yeah.
And I really would really like to go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Tim?
Dude, Chris, I'm with you on that. I think I want to do that as well. After seeing everything that happened this past year and the excitement, I think I would probably appreciate that more than E3.
Yeah, honestly, like the
Because
more
I
that
think you have a better chance of getting into PSX than you do E3 anyway. So I think that would be a lot of fun.
I mean, the
That's
fact
because
that,
y'all haven't been to E3.
Well, that's very
I
true.
understand that E3 is like more difficult to get into and all that stuff. So there's the whole like, oh, I won the lottery because I got a ticket kind of thing aspect to it. But if I'm just being real, like out of all of the cons, I feel like I would have the most fun at PSX.
Yeah.
So out of them all, if I
Absolutely.
could only go to one, that would be the one I would choose.
Yeah, I'm with you on that
There
one.
you go.
I think that's a great idea.
Good question.
That was a great question. At Viton Nick, favorite Carrie Fisher movie outside of Star Wars?
It's funny. I had to look it up and see like what else she was in. And she's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like she's in Dishonored as like a random
Oh, is that right?
voice.
Really?
Yeah, like the game.
that's funny.
Yes.
Oh, I love her even more.
I exactly. And then she's in a bunch of Family Guy episodes,
Oh, right.
Oh,
which is
awesome.
crazy. I mean, it's just, when you're that kind of star, I think you get to do stuff that you want to do
Yeah.
Yeah.
instead of stuff that you have to do. So I don't know about movies. I don't know if I'd seen any movies that she had been in. But it was kind of cool going down her IMDb and seeing like Dishonored video game, alternate street speaker.
That's
You know
funny.
what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
So I'd have to say Family Guy.
Nice.
Yeah,
guess.
sure. I'll say
For the
that
time
too.
she was in that.
I'd definitely
sorry,
say, oh, go ahead, Tim.
I was just going to say, Nick, I'm sorry I screwed up. It's Nick Vito. I just said it wrong. It's Vito Nick. It was at Vito Nick, not Viton or whatever.
Oh, nice.
I'm throwing a French spin on an Italian dude, so I apologize. Sorry,
uppity
Nick.
today. Yeah.
Sorry, Nick. My bad. Vito.
I would definitely say When Harry Met Sally. I liked her in that movie. That was funny.
I've never seen that.
Oh, man. Still holds up.
Does it?
Yeah, we just watched it a couple months ago.
That's
What is she
awesome.
doing it?
She plays Meg Ryan's best friend. She's the best friend in the movie.
No, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, if I have to pick a movie, I just forgot I clicked on this. She was the woman kissing on bridge, uncredited in Hook.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And I liked Hook.
Oh, I did like
All right,
Hook
well,
too.
I'll go with Hook because I was going to say, I don't honestly know if I've seen any movie that she's in like where she had a real part. So
Me either,
besides
yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
So like if all these little small
leading role,
pieces,
per se.
I'll go with Hook because I've seen that. And I liked
you go.
Hook.
Yep. She was in Austin Powers, International Man of
Oh,
Mystery.
that's right. She's the therapist. Is that right?
Yep. She's in Scream
Oh.
3.
Nice.
She was in.
I'm going Austin Powers then.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She's in Laverne and Shirley. That's a TV show. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. The Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
Golly, I mean, she's been in a lot. That's
Right.
for sure.
Yep.
The Burbs.
Good question. Yeah.
That's right.
Jeez Louise. Good question.
Yeah, it's just crazy. But I think she's always the lead role for Star Wars was always probably it. That's
Oh, yeah.
gonna be
Oh,
that's
yeah.
gonna cement her forever.
Princess Leia for sure.
Exactly. Captain Makasu, what do you think this will mean for episodes 8 or 9? The Force will be with our princess always. I agree. I do know that they have finished shooting episode 8, so they're in post-production. So clearly, depending on what happens for that, they'll have to do something.
Yeah, I was talking to Jenny about it like she cares anything about Star Wars, but I was like, I can't imagine them killing her off in 8.
Yeah, I don't think they will in 8.
So I don't know what that means for 9, or that they'll have to change the story to where she does die because of this.
Yeah.
Or if they do a whole movie like they did Paul Walker in Fast and Furious. I mean, you can barely tell when it's not Paul Walker in Fast and Furious 7.
I really don't want that, but the more I thought about it yesterday, I was like, I feel like that's what they're going to have to, at least to some extent, because they got to get her out of the picture or the story in some way or fashion,
Yeah, or keep her in it. I mean,
no, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
She's barely in 7.
Yeah, that's the thing is they might.
You know what I mean? If they keep her in there that little.
They might have wrapped up her story in 8, and she, they don't need her for 9.
Yep.
That would be the most ideal, honestly.
So I don't know. I mean, they'll write it up. It'll be good either way. I think they can go either direction, and either way.
I wonder if they'll feel like they have to do something since she passed. Like, even if they weren't planning on it, if they feel like they have to give some sort of
it's kind of like a memorial
to her.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I feel like they're all gonna, like, all the characters of the original trilogy, if you will, like, that storyline and whatever's gonna have to end at some point. So I'd be perfectly fine if they found a way to kill off her character in a tasteful way, or like some kind of send off. I would be totally fine with that. And I feel like it makes the most sense, because you don't want that character just to disappear and like, oh, and now I'm going to this other planet, and then you never hear from her again.
And
that just doesn't make sense. Like, I feel like they all need to die at some point by the time this new trilogy is done.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, because they're not immortal.
Yeah, or turn into Force ghosts and something.
Yeah.
Right, and,
that's
and because it is a new Star Wars generation now, especially with The Force Awakens, like, there's a new generation that we need to start focusing on. So it's
and maybe we don't make any more Star Wars movies after 9.
That would be nice.
They're going to, though.
Let's just call it.
Well, the way the success is of these new Star Wars stories, they could do a boatload of those, and I'd be totally happy with those.
Yeah. There's only so many, but
they're making so much money. I don't know if Disney will know how to stop. I mean, they're doing another Pirates.
That's true. That is very true.
Yeah, like, I would be cool with Star Wars continuing on past 9, but I mean, I want them, like, when 9 is done, I want it to be like, okay, take a break for 4 or 5 years. Then bring something back that's new.
Like how Return of the Jedi was. Like, kind of seal everything up like Return of the Jedi did, and then if there is potential, then give it a couple years and go from there.
Yeah. I'd be fine with
honestly,
that, but
they're gonna need the break.
Annualization of Star Wars. I don't really care for that.
They're gonna need that break, though, because we've got another 4 years of this, and it could get old.
If they follow that Marvel model, they're gonna have one every 2 months.
And it's hard to stay great, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's for
it's
sure.
just like eventually Naughty Dog is gonna put out a bad or just mediocre game.
How dare you, sir?
I mean, it's gonna happen one day, and it's like, I don't want Star Wars to get to that point. What you could argue it's already been to that point, but I don't want it to get to that point of this new versions of it where we're like, oh, okay, they definitely jumped the shark.
Yeah.
I just wanted to end on top and go away for a couple of years, and then maybe find some new stories, some new characters that don't deal with the Skywalkers and come back strong or something.
Yep.
Exactly. Like I want an IG-88 backstory. Come on, let's do it.
That's funny.
Anyway, final question at Mike BC 1985. What 2016 celebrity death hit you the hardest? For me, it's a toss-up between Carrie Fisher and David Bowie.
Yeah, David Bowie. I don't know if I mentioned him earlier.
You did.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, okay. Man, hit me the hardest. I don't get super attached to celebrities in that way.
Oh, really? You don't?
I don't. Some people do. Like, I remember the day Merle Haggard died, our bus driver was bawling.
Yeah, I believe
and
it.
just talking about like how big an influence he just was in his life, and didn't really know him,
Right.
Yeah.
I just thought that was really, really interesting. I think the one that hit me the hardest, probably Prince, only because we've got a guy on the road that really loves Prince, and it was really hard to watch him go through losing Prince.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
I believe it.
So, and that one felt the most random to me. Like, wait, didn't he just play a show 2 days ago? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's the one.
Yeah, I think for me, it's a toss-up between Prince and Carrie Fisher because it's so sudden. It's just like, boom, out of nowhere. And, I mean, I think it's both of those were probably the one that hit the hardest for me.
Ed?
It was probably, for me, either Gene Wilder or Gary Shandling.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Sure.
I'm kind of the same as you, Gabe. I don't really get like attached to celebrities, if you will. I mean, I definitely am fond of their work or whatever, and would like to meet certain ones, but I don't really feel like, like I knew them, or there's nobody that had such a big influence that they're like a part of my life necessarily.
Right.
But I feel like Alan Rickman and even Gene Wilder, again, because I didn't see them coming. Like, they're those ones that you just hit me out of the blue. And just even George Michael and Carrie Fisher, which I know Carrie Fisher's like kind of lingered a couple days because she had the heart attack. But like being like on your phone at Christmas, checking what people got and people saying Merry Christmas on Facebook, and then all of a sudden seeing that
George Michael.
Yeah, the George Michael's death had happened on Chris. Like, it's just so. There were definitely ones that took me aback. Like, no, there's no way. We have to go and dig around and see, is this legit or not? Like, and there was a lot of those.
That definitely.
So
yeah,
that's my answer.
There you go.
There it is. Thank you for all the questions. The last questions of 2016.
Yeah,
let's get into 2017 with some more great questions that we get from our community.
Yeah,
I love this.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
And the question for the week for you guys, we've asked just regular resolutions before, but tagging on to Ed's idea for the Thanksgiving episode, what are your gaming resolutions this year? Do you want to finish more games? Do you want to try more games? Do you want to go outside your comfort zone more often? Do you want to start streaming? What are your gaming resolutions for 2017, Chris McCracken?
So my gaming resolution is, I think, without betraying my gut, because my gut is almost always right, I am going to try and take a few more chances this year. And if a game like piques my interest even for a second, I think, with money, as long as I can afford it, I'm going to go ahead and give some games that I wouldn't think would be my cup of tea more of a shot.
Yeah, because you can't be pleasantly surprised.
Yes, I've been pleasantly surprised a lot of times. So, I mean, if my gut starts screaming like, you ain't gonna like this, then I'm trusting it. But if my head's like, hey, I think you should give this a shot, I may just go ahead and do it.
Yep.
There you go. Ed?
I don't know if it's a resolution in that I'm going to do it, but I wouldn't mind if the VR got its hooks into me.
There you go.
Really?
I can see you doing that.
I'd like to be able to. I want to try it out, but it's just such a. That's a
It's a
hefty
big
price
hurdle
tag
to go
for
over it,
I hope,
to get into it.
Yeah.
Nice. Tim?
I want to keep streaming.
Yes.
And I'm with you, Chris. I kind of want to be like, if I don't completely poo-poo it, I want to be able to try it. Like, there's some things that I just know I'm not going to deal with. And so, but like, if there's a game out there, it's like, I might give it a shot. I want to just do it.
Nice.
Make it happen. And I'd like to do a little bit more indie too. I'd like to see, because there's some amazing stuff out there that I know I've slept on. And, I'd like
that Dragon Cancer.
Exactly. Thank you.
You
Yeah, that's
never played
definitely one
Inside,
of them.
did you?
No.
You should play that. I mean, unless it's one of those, my gut telling me no. But
No. Like, I loved the style. I think the style looked amazing. So I just never played it. So that's the kind of stuff. Like, I know it looks like incredible, and I still have to play Firewatch, for crying out loud. I have it downloaded, just sitting there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'll happen. Mine is a little different, and especially after talking to Eric Thompson last night. I want to have like a ridiculous goal for Extra Life next year.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And we did 500 this year. And me and Eric were talking last night, and we were like, he's big into Extra Life and has helped out with the Kind of Funny guys the last couple years. And I want the goal to be like $5,000.
I think we could do that.
That's awesome.
Towards cancer. As far as not just us, but as far as like a Married to the Games community team raise that kind of money. You know what I'm saying?
Get all of our community members to sign up.
Yeah,
we're all part of the team.
Exactly. And be able to raise, something into the thousands. I think that we could do it. I think it's for an amazing cause. I think that it's a great flag poll for gamers and gaming in general, with how much money they've raised over the years to fight cancer. Cancer's touched so many people, and I really would love to. If there was an Extra Life for divorce, I'd do it. It's like divorce and cancer, like the two things that kill me that I have to hear about, year after
all
year
the time.
after year.
Yeah,
and so. Man, I'm down for the cause, and I think all you guys are too. I think our community is. Not to forget that our community raised $1,500 just off of episode 200 and going towards the kids hospital here, and so that's amazing. So I think we could do it, and I think it'd be really cool to
that'd be
sink
awesome.
into that a little bit more.
Yep,
that's awesome.
I love that.
Let us know what you guys' gaming resolutions are for 2017. Use hashtag AnswerMTTG, and of course it'll be on the forums. Thank you guys so much for being here. 224 in the books. I can't believe it. 224 episodes. Of
Last one of 2016, baby.
Last one of 2016. What a year.
Goodbye.
It took some people and gave us the Chewbacca mom.
That's very true.
It did.
And I'm glad that we have her.
Me too.
She was a joy.
Yes, she was.
I'm Gabe Patillo. That is Tim Router. That is Ed Placencia. That is Chris McCracken. And we are Married to the Games. And we up out 2016. Peace!